Awesome. So, Renee Todd here, accountability coach for entrepreneurs and teams. I have Juliana. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I'm also a coach for neurodivergent women in business and life as well. Um, I grew up in Idaho, USA. Pretty much I've always lived in the West, but I have done a lot of traveling and running businesses and whatnot. So I think that's the basic gist about me. Um,
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've actually visited Idaho. I'm really close. I'm in Washington.
cool. You
Yeah.
go to Boise? Mhm.
So you said you're a coach for neurodivergent. So can you explain to everybody kind of what that is?
Yeah, so it can mean many different things. For me, it means ADHD, autism, and PTSD. Those are the things that I have dealt with, and I've been able to heal some of the things that are healable and manage the things that are will just always be a part of me. um, and but it can just mean a wide variety of things. It can include OCD, other sorts of neurological conditions and behaviors, such as um, Down syndrome, just stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. I saw your post that you posted the other day. It was really good. It was a really good read. It was about how it isn't necessarily a mental illness, or it is would you mind going into a little bit explaining that post, because that was a really good post.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something I love talking to people about because a lot of people confuse it with mental health, which makes total sense because when you have unmanaged ADHD um, and or other neurodivergence, or you don't even know you have it, you kind of feel like an alien. You just feel so uncollected and kind of crazy. And that can lead to, I personally refer it as to PTSD, but there's oppositional defiance disorder, RSD, which is a rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and all these things that
Yeah.
for me, it basically comes down to just PTSD from uh, growing up in a society that doesn't really understand you. So that definitely is related to mental health and mental illness. But once you are able to kind of clear away those things and really own your neurodivergence, own your ADHD, own your autism, a lot of those things tend to melt away. So that's what I really love teaching people.
Yes, I love that. I just recently got diagnosed with PTSD, so
Oh, wow.
I really resonate with that, just not letting society bring you down. Um so what are kind of some of the most common symptoms?
For someone who maybe doesn't realize they're neurodivergent or suspect they are, I would say RSD, which is rejection sensitivity dysphoria. You are just hypersensitive to other people around you. You're just constantly on your toes, and um, it's really hard to feel like a sense of peace, especially when you're around other people, but even when you're by yourself too. Um, and I would say also just a lack of feeling like you're collected, just maybe disorganized, chaotic, and not really feeling like you own that, just kind of feeling like you're barely holding it together. And you have all these things going on, and it's just like it feels like so much, and everything feels so hard. I would say those are the biggest things.
Yeah, yeah. I really, really relate to that, because I remember the rejection sensitivity. That is no joke. That is no joke at all. That stuff is, that hurts. It hurts to have to learn how to be alone.
Mhm.
Uh, so I'm really glad that you specified on that, because I didn't know. I didn't know at the time, and it was really, really lonely. And I thought, just like you said, like I thought I was crazy and just like nobody accepted me. And so it's it's good. It's so important to have coaches that are trauma informed. I think that is huge because you can learn. I don't know about you, but I've learned from a bunch of different coaches, and they're just like boom, 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 like push, 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 and you're just like, okay, I'm trying, I'm trying, but it's just not good enough. Like, at least that's how I've always felt. So I think having coaches that are trauma informed is like mwah, top tier, just so important to have. How do you feel so any of these symptoms have affected you personally?
I would say it's affected every facet of my life, every single thing that I can think of, really. Self-expression, being able to relate to other people well and trust people and have healthy relationships and have a good relationship with work and, how I take care of myself and how I, treat other people and even the people I love, my animals. And now that I'm like in this spot where I feel really managed and collected, I look back and I don't judge myself whatsoever. But I do just feel like everything in my life was affected by it. So
Right.
it's a huge thing to deal with and overcome. So if anyone listening is on their journey with that, you just really have to give yourself kudos. I think that's going to be my main piece of advice, probably, is just to really give yourself patience and self-love. That's most of what I teach, to be honest with you.
Yes, that's so important, and that's what my next question was what is your top tip to overcome that? And like you said, giving yourself that patience and love is so important. I did have another question too. So I'm gonna change that last one just a little bit. What is your top tip to deal with this in business, since you work with leaders?
Mhm. Okay, just had to get it all in my mind real
Yeah,
quick.
you're good.
I just want to make sure I stay on topic. And don't go on a huge tangent. I would honestly give you the same answer. I feel like having a business that really feels good to you makes you feel like you're not super overworked, makes you feel like you're excited, makes you feel content and fulfills you and nourishes you as well, actually takes care of you instead of, worrying about finances and whatnot. All of it comes down to respecting yourself and your boundaries. That's really what I teach people. And so I have people focus on self-care every single day. That's like the homework I have for them, because if I give you a list of tasks to do, I mean, that's one thing. Okay, yes, here's a step-by-step program to, copy exactly what I did. There's nothing essentially wrong with that, but not everyone can do exactly what I did. And at the end of the day, you have to figure out what works for you. And the best way to do that is to finally prioritize yourself and really
Yes.
take amazing care of yourself. Like, I couldn't, imagine the self-care system I have set up for myself right now. Like 2 years ago, I'd been like, wow, I'm doing that. Okay, cool. It just feels so good. Like every single day, even if you're having an off day, you're like, you just develop the systems to figure out how to take care of yourself, regulate your nervous system, feel safe in your body. And then that's when you can really deliver your clients with some really good stuff. So
Yes, I love that. And I also love the power hour that you do. When is that again? So we can tell everybody.
it's usually on Saturdays at 11 o'clock. Sometimes I change it, but for the most part, it's been on Saturdays at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And yeah, anyone is welcome to join. It's just a really fun way to get to know people online. And I hope you can't hear my baby. She just woke up. lost my train of thought. But yeah, we just get together and kind of do things we maybe have been ignoring all week together separately. And sometimes we chat, sometimes we just do our own thing. It's just really casual and fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I've missed it a few times, but I definitely plan on coming back this week. Yeah, so that's all the questions I have for you. So if you just want to tell everybody where they can find you, maybe your Instagram if you have it, or your name on Facebook. Yeah, so if you want to share that with everybody, and then we'll go ahead and close it out.
Awesome. Yeah, I just do Facebook, my profile. I used to have coaching, pages and Instagram, but I pretty much just focus on my Facebook. So it'll probably be tagged along with this live, but my name is Julianna EB. My last name is spelled EBY. And if you type that into Google, I'm pretty sure you'll find my profile. So but thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to connecting with you more.